Yeah, yeah.
Abhilash, you and I can do a role play. You are
Yeah.
Zinc-it and I am Zooms. And
Mm-hmm.
Hari, you can you are the lawyer. So let's just try and do that. Just let's make it up and then we'll see how we want to do the final one. Okay.
Yeah.
Abhilash, hi Abhilash, Hassan here.
Yeah,
And
hi, Hassan.
thank you for connecting with me and exploring an opportunity for going ahead with this deal. I'm very excited and I quite want to go ahead and discuss this out with you. You've given me a table, you've given me multiple options, but I feel that for the kind of amount and effort that I've put in to go ahead and research on this product and bring you this excellence, I think we have a better deal that's in the offing. So my proposition here is that you should be able to give me 20 million upfront, and with the opportunity that an FDA approval is in the offing for something as unique as this, nobody else in the industry has it. So I think it's an outstanding opportunity that we have. We have an opportunity to go ahead and share the 100 million that you will make after FDA approval, 50-50. So what you can do is you can give me 20 million right away, which is what you will anyway do if you were to get an FDA or not. And you can pay me 30 million thereafter as a part of the FDA approval, and you can keep the rest as a part of your profit. How do you think?
So I agree that you have a very good product, but at the same time, and we believe that okay, we have the capability to get a capability and the know-how to get an FDA approval. But at the same time, what we feel is that the probability of getting an approval is very low. Okay, I know that you believe that there is a 60% chance of getting a probability, but based on our experience in the past and from the cases which we have dealt in the past, we do not believe that there is such a high probability which can be the case in this with this regard to this product. So what we believe is that 60% is being over optimistic here, but 10% is what a conservative and safe approach, and that is how, based on that, we have proposed these 5 packages. And what I would request you, Hassan, is to go through these 5 options. And in fact, even if you take option E, I would say that it is a good proposition for you. But we can have a look at all of these 5 options and then come to a conclusion. Okay, which is the deal which is good, win-win for both of us, right?
Yeah, Hassan. Zinc-it, here's what I was thinking. Even if you don't believe, see, my optimism comes in from my research and what I've seen in peers. But of course, I respect your position. You are a market leader and you know what happens in FDA. I think there is an opportunity for us to kind of bridge and come closer. While I'm thinking that it is 60% and you're thinking, the opportunity size is only 10%, we have a pie of 50% out there. Yeah. You could probably come in we could consider I come in 25% lower and you could come in 25% higher. We could do a 35% of that. What that means for us is, out of the monies that we are going to make, you are able to go ahead and give me a 35% of that pie. What it means is that the total amount of monies out there would be around 40 million, which is what we would have as a part of our journey. So all that I'm trying to say out here is the whole pie is 120. You don't give me at 60% because that's the probability in my case, and you make 120. If I don't give you this, you don't make it at all. So instead of doing this, Zinc-it, let's do 35%. You make a total of 40 million. That's what you give me at that kind of amount, and you keep the rest of the money, which is a significant piece of 80 million for you. So that's a big piece for you.
So what you're missing here is, out of the 40 million, there is an investment of 10 million that I need to make, right? That we need to make for getting this approval, and which has to be funded by us. So if you take that also into account, and which is a big risk on our behalf, right? So with our experience that, and there is a 90% probability that we may lose that money, right? So uh, taking that to consideration, okay, I'm open to look at bridging the gap from a probability point of view, and we can maybe look at 35% as an option. But what I would suggest is that my team has come up with this package, right, taking into consideration all the best options out here. And so what I would ask you to consider is, in these five packages which has been come up, which my team has come up with, we look at few of the, maybe we look at one of them which can be the best for both of us, right? So uh,
Uh,
what do you think about?
Zinc-it. So just what I'm hearing you say, Zinc-it, and I'm in agreement with that. So what you're saying is you've got a 10 million risk. Let us go ahead and split the risk in proportion to the monies that we would get if in case you were to make the money, right? So when you make 120 million, I'm only going to get 35% of that money. 65% of that is going to be with you. So here's what I'm saying. The 10 million upfront investment for FDA, we will also split it in the same proportion, 35,
No,
65, which
no, no,
means,
no. So, sorry, sir, sorry, Hassan, to stop you there. So, it's not 35, 65 we are splitting, right? So, 120 is the potential target if we have 100% probability that we get an approval, right? But then we are not sure about that. Now, what we have agreed is the probability of getting an FDA approval from, instead of our 10%, we have come to a 35%. So, the chance that, or my potential profit is actually 42 million, right? So which is 35% probability of getting 120 million, so which is 42 million. In that, I have to, for me to achieve that, I need to already make an upfront investment of 10 million. And I also respect the fact that 20 million is something which you already have an offer for, and so I need to look at beyond what is beyond 20 million, which is beneficial for you. At the same time, it is economical for us also. So what my proposal would be that you consider option B, and which I have given, wherein we will pay you 17 million upfront and a bonus of 15 million on FDA approval. Okay, now take put a probability of 35% approval, chance of approval, you still get to make around 21.4 million, which I believe is a very good deal for you.
okay, Zinc-it, you're actually probably looking at this slightly differently. Let me just get us with a perspective, and my lawyer can help here. So here's what I'm wanting you to bring into your attention. If you don't go for an FDA approval, you can still continue to go ahead and sell this as a nutrition
Correct.
supplement, a dietary
Yes.
supplement. So
Yes.
for the monies that you pay me, which is the 20 million that you pay me upfront, similar to the offer that I have from Zooms, you can continue to go ahead and leverage 20 million by selling it in the marketplace and making the money, right? There is no loss to you. The incremental bit is when I get the FDA. The propensity for us to get the FDA, which is what we just spoke about, is 35%. And hence, the pie that we have out here, Zinc-it, is the 42 million, correct? Out of the 42 million, I am moving out 10 million. So out of 32 million, you will give me 16, you will keep 16. That's 50-50. For the balance 10 million that we have, my recommendation out here is, when you get the FDA approval, your profit increases from the amount of monies that we get, which is 32 million. It goes all the way up to 120, which means you have a larger pie to this entire deal, and you have more to lose if you don't strike this deal with me. My recommendation is that for the 10 million that we're putting in as FDA approval, we split it in the ratio of 30-70, which means I pay 30% of this and you pay 70. So I pay 3 million and you pay 7 million for this, because you have a larger profit that will come in after the deal is done. That's how I would say. So you have to make me a payment of 20 upfront and 19 million. Which is closest to the option B that you've given me. I quite like that option. You just need to go ahead and increase it by just another 4 million and you have the deal.
Okay, so then, yeah, I mean, you have some good arguments there, and I would agree with that. In that case, I would request you to look at option B here. Okay, so then the package B says that 20 million upfront and another potential probability at 35%, you might still get 24.25 million, which is, I think, closer to what you're asking for. And which will mean that, okay, we are also in a position to, make some money out of this deal in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, so Zinc-it, here's what I'm saying. We will go for a better than option B. The option B that I have is 20 million upfront, which of course, considering you'll sell it as a nutrition supplement. And the bonus, if the FDA approval comes in, instead of 15 million, increases to 19 million, considering the fact that when you get the FDA approval, you keep the lion's share of 70% and I'm getting 30%. And hence, after considering the 3 million contribution from my end and 7 million from your end, the total monies that you pay me at the end of this would be the 19 million instead of 15. That's the point that I'm making.
So
16?
Instead of 15, you are asking me to increase the amount by 4 million. But what I would like to say is that, see, we already have compromised on the probability of success, right? So because our team that works with regulatory organizations like FDA feel that a product which is closer to a dietary supplement has very less probability of getting an approval which will from FDA. So from that point of view, I am already risking another 25% by going, to bridge the gap with your expectation or of 60% probability. So taking that into consideration, I feel that, okay, we have a good deal at 20 million upfront and 15 million bonus with a probability of 35%, which will, fetch you, actually close to 25.25 million, which I think is a fair deal.
The amount of is only 5% of the amount, Zinc-it. So when you invest 5%,
you're breaking up. I'm not able to hear you. Sureka, I can't hear you now, even now.
Ablash?
Yeah, now I can hear. Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
So I was just telling you, Zinc-it, that you're actually just investing 5% of the amount upfront for getting the FDI approval of 120 million. That's all that you're doing, and 5% is a very small investment for 120 million. So that's what I think is fair, and I think we should just close the deal with 19 million if you get an FDI approval, and I'm out of the 19 million. I'm paying you 13. I'm paying you 3 million. So I'm actually just saying, instead of 15, give me 1 million extra. So I'm saying, give me 20 plus 16 instead of 20 plus 15.
So 20 plus 16, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
okay. So I think that is fine with us. I think we have a deal then.
Yeah. So let me refer to my lawyer if he's okay with this as well. I've got my lawyer Macy out here. Sam, are you okay with this?
Yeah, I think this deal. Let me just get clear with the final deal that you made. It's 20 plus 16, right?
That's right.
Out of this, is it possible to make a deal like that? 20 plus 16, like, should we take one of the 5 options, right? We should take one of the 5 options.
No. So that's so Sam, this is just a guideline, right? This is the benchmark that we have. We can always go ahead and improve on it, or it could be even worse than that. But what we have out here is
this is the package which was offered was, yes, and it was actually for mutual agreements that potentially these are the best options.
Okay.
But considering some of the points which Hassan has made, I think we are fine with the proposal. So that we both have.
And the 10 million submission cost, would not be split, right?
Yeah, no, that is our that is something which we will bear, and we are happy to do that. And
Okay.
let's hope that we get an approval from FDA.
So yeah, I'm okay with this. I think this deal will be perfect.
Okay,
Thank you, Sam.
thank you. So I'll stop recording.